Welcome back to the Artsy-Fartsy Joy Club. This is session 4, and I actually just recorded it, but the quality was so bad I'm doing it again. So I'll try to do this in a way because I sort of was folding and doing stuff for you in the other one that's already done now, but it's okay. We can do this. Let's do this. I prefer you have a better experience, especially the sound. So I don't really know what's going on with the sound, but I'm working on it. I think I might have had the tablet too far back, so the sound didn't reach it. It's got a microphone on the top here. Shoot. Anyway, here we are. It's live. Okay, so what I went ahead and started doing was the example I am going to scan for you, so you will see this completely colored in. I was doing this while I was trying to decide what to do about the first one. I was watching the first session I made, and ultimately I decided I'm going to re-record. So here we are. We are doing something really great and fun with any of those unused coloring pages you might have in a coloring book on your shelf. So sometimes we end up with coloring books that we don't use because they were given to us as gifts, and they're really beautiful. They make great gifts, but sometimes the designs they have are just too ornate, too intricate, and just looking at them gives us a headache. Like, why would we spend time coloring that thing in that's just doesn't seem like fun? Or maybe it does seem like fun, but there's too much of it. So maybe your personality is like mine, where when I start something, I want to finish it. I get obsessive about it. And, well, coloring pages that are obsessive, actually, you can do those when you're watching a movie or a TV show or something when you have more time. But that's the problem, right? They take a lot of time to color in. So I prefer coloring pages that have simple designs, like this one. And if you don't have any coloring pages at all, but you want to hang out today and try this, I created a PDF you can download. The link is in the post here. And you get a page like this. Now what I did do is trim the white space around it already. So page 3, it's a 3-page PDF, free for you to grab and download. It's got 3 ways we can repurpose unused coloring pages. And page 3 is this design that I created. And it's when you print it out, you might end up with white borders depending on your paper size. So I went ahead and grabbed my scissors and just trimmed those. I actually did the same for this one. This came out of a coloring book where there was a border going all the way around it. So I trimmed that out. Trim that off because we don't need that. And then I went ahead and folded the zine. So if you don't remember how to fold a zine, let me show you with this example. What you do is you take your page and you fold it in half, and you fold it in half, and you fold it in half. You fold it in half 3 times. It doesn't matter which way. Just remember 3 times, because what you want is 8 equal sections. That's the goal when you're making a zine. And if your page is square, you still end up with 8 equal sections. What happens is that when you create your zine, it's sort of long and skinny because your original page was a square, but you can still use it. It's perfectly fine. All right, so after you've folded it 3 times, open it up again. Now you're going to fold it halfway this way. You're going to put your finger here in the middle, and you're going to tear it, which I've already done. So where it's folded over, that's where you tear it, and you stop at that middle point. So you just tear it, or you cut it. And then what you end up with is a hole here. And now you fold it long ways. So you can see that window like that. And you just push it together and you've got yourself a zine. Push it together on a surface, makes it a little easier to fold. And so now the goal here is to play with coloring in this page differently every day for like 10 or 15 minutes. It's portable. You can take it with you wherever you go. You can stick a highlighter in your purse, or maybe you've got a pencil or a pen in there anyway. Take it to work where you've got highlighters probably. Yeah. And so there's two main ways to go about this, but obviously it's endless. But the two main ways would be to grab all your coloring tools that you have at home and to just mess around and do each page differently with the different things. So one page is markers, one page is highlighters, one page is crayons, and those are different days. The other thing would be to take just one kind of coloring tool and try different designs on each page. So you can see on this first one, it's just a marker, it's just one color, but I'm also mark making to fill it in. I'm not just coloring it in completely, which you could do and have it be like a black and white, so just color and white. Or you could add dots and dashes and lines and zigzags, whatever your design allows for. Keep in mind, the thinner the tip of your marker, if you're using markers, the more you can get a little detailed about it. I was using a really fat marker, so I basically only did dots and a few little lines. And the other thing could be that maybe you have some watercolor pencils or watercolor markers that you bought and you haven't really experimented with them. Well, use your zines to experiment. Grab a little water and a brush or one of those fillable brush pens, or grab a little bowl with water and Q-tips and play with how water creates effects with those kinds of coloring tools because they're water soluble. That's the whole point. And this could be your little practice book. So turn it into a practice book. Turn it into a creative practice thing, regardless of what you're doing. Don't take it too seriously, and just play. So, you know how to fold the zine. And you know that if you have a square page, you can still do it. It just looks a little differently. You know that you can use the one I provided for you. You could print this out and use this. And you can see what a fun coloring book this would be, right? It's got nice big spaces to color in. And let's go ahead. I'll continue working on this one with you, and then I'll share the scan in the post that this live will show up in. And that's it for today. And I'm just hoping take 2 is better than take 1. Okay, so you can see here I took black and one color marker and I'm adding marks. Here it's just one color marker. It was the blue, adding marks. Here I started with colored pencils. I've got these crayons in front of me. I'm going to use crayons. So I'm going to grab some colors. I'm going to grab this blue. Let's see, I don't want to. Okay, this blue and this orange. I'm trying to find something that has a bit of a point to it so I can color in better, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go with the colors I want. So I've got like a magenta and a turquoise and a yellow. Let's just do that. I've got these 3 colors. And let's color that in. So hopefully you've grabbed a coloring page. You folded it into a zine. And now you're just spending a few minutes with me coloring. So you can see I like to work by adding like a lot of one color and then coming back in and adding a lot of the other color and like that. You know, crayons go on so quickly. You might want to, with the crayons, it might be the perfect opportunity to grab all your colors and just quickly. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should do that. Now that I said it, I actually want to do it. So I'm going to grab, bear with me, I'm going to dump these markers out here. They're kind of stuck because a lot of them are broken. Okay, sorry. So I got a bunch of different colors here, if you can see that. And why don't I do that? I'm just going to randomly pick a color and go for it. Add a little bit here and there. Next. 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 So this is what it's starting to look like. It's getting super colorful, of course. Next. By the way, I tend to do these opened up, but in theory, you're just working on that one page, right? So that might make it easier for you to remember. You're just doing this one page. I don't know why. I always end up opening them up. I guess so that they're flat on the work surface. So have you ever tried coloring before? And was it disappointing because the coloring book just didn't do it for you? Like the designs weren't to your liking, or they were too ornate, or it just took too much time. Maybe they're all beautiful, but it just, you thinking about doing it makes you think, oh, I'm going to need a whole hour, and you never have a whole hour, so you never do it. Which is totally understandable. So, look how I'm pretty much done here. I don't know what else I could add. A little bit of yellow maybe again. Okay, I'm just going to call this done for this live so you can see now. I'm going to open it up so you can see. 4 out of 8. All different ways of coloring. So just think about it. If coloring is something you love to do as a kid, give it a try now as an adult. But keep it super simple. Have it be something you can do in a short amount of time. You could try doing it while you're doing something else you enjoy. Maybe you're watching TV and during the ads, because Lord knows those ads are annoying. So during the ads, you're coloring, or if you listen to podcasts with your headset on. I guess I was thinking if you're talking on the phone with your headset on, your hands would be free. If you're listening to podcasts, obviously you can do this. Think about incorporating a little bit of creative play into your day, and coloring is such an easy way to go about it. And I'm actually going to do one of these with just pencil. So even with just one pencil, You could play with mark making, shading, creating a like black and white thing or lots of shades of gray. The fun you can have with just one pencil. And when you limit yourself, you actually get more creative. So limiting yourself is a good thing. So don't think about not having a lot of supplies as an issue, because it's not. When I mention having a lot of supplies, I'm thinking that most people have markers and crayons and supplies they've bought that they're not using on the regular. So let's get those out and play with them. And yeah, here you go, repurposing unused coloring pages into a zine, turning it into this super cute little practice coloring book that you can take with you wherever you go and help you start a creative practice. So, get the printable. The link is in the notes. And join me next time. I've got a few more ideas for you for repurposing coloring pages that I think you're going to love. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time.